Hello everybody, and thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. I am going to go ahead and do a little video about Reinhardt. We talked about him this week on our podcast, and I gave him a little bit of a review since I do have the beta currently. As you heard if you listened to our podcast, Chris is not a huge fan of tanks or Reinhardt, but that's okay. So I'll kind of give you a little heads up on, at least I've played with Reinhardt quite a bit, so I at least understand this one. So let's go ahead and we're going to get into the training for this. Now, for this, it puts you in a little room here, and there's all these robots that are obviously bad robots, and then you've got the other robots over here. Some move, got some health potions in case you take damage. This is pretty much just a place to go in and try to learn these characters, to learn their abilities, to learn how to play them, and it's pretty good. Now, with Reinhardt, as you can see, I have this massive hammer. He is a melee character, and he swings this massive hammer to do damage. This is your left click button. This is your normal attack. Your right click button activates a shield, like so. And if you see the number that popped up right there, that's exactly how much your shield can take damage-wise. When you do let go of it, if it is missing any health from the 2000, it regenerates it. I wouldn't say at a really, really quick pace, but it does regenerate it fairly fast. So, if you are going to be an offensive player with this character, you've got the ability to get in there, take some damage, pop out, get behind a wall, get some stuff regen. He's listed as a tank, and he very much is a tank. So we're going to go over his moves here. I already showed you his left click on the mouse. That would be this. This is his hammer swing. His right click is a shield. Then we've got, on top of that, his charge ability. Now his charge ability, if you see this little cursor in the middle of the screen here, I'll put it right here so you can see it a little bit better. A little circle with a dot in the middle. That is where you're aiming. So if you were using a ranged attack or you were charging, that's exactly where you're going to hit. Now charge on mine is different. I set it up differently so I can play a little bit better for me. But normally the charge is the shift ability. So when you use shift, that's what you get. And this is his regular attacks. They don't do a ton of damage. They do enough, I would say. If you catch people at the right time, they do plenty of damage. Alright, so we've built up an ultimate in the middle of the screen. You can see that right there. A little glowy blue deal. Let's kill this guy. Oh, charge him. Oh, there's a good point right there. Did you see that? That railing. You have to physically hit a wall to stop with him. I'm not sure when he stops charging otherwise. You go right off the edge of buildings, you go right off the edge of everything. Okay, so let's see if we can't get a couple of these bots in the same area to line up here. Now, this ability is actually called Earth Shatterer. This is your ultimate ability. It basically stuns and leaves them prone in a cone. Then we also have Fire Strike, which is your E ability. Again, you have to use your cursor to be able to do that. Make sure that you're aiming in the correct place before you use it, or you're gonna miss. So basically this is Reinhardt, and we've got some shooting going on over here, so we're gonna go to the live parts. We're gonna defend these friendly bots. We're gonna take some damage. Now you can see the number on the shield is slowly going down. The more damage it takes, you'll start to see some cracks in it. It'll actually start to physically crack. That's when you know that you need to probably get behind something to regen your shield. You know, anything to be able, out of line of sight, to not get hit. But sometimes it's not possible, and you really have to play offensively at that point. Okay, so, see, my shield regened. There we go. Now, the hardest one that he has is actually going to be his E ability. It's this one. Especially if it's on a moving target. If it's on a moving target, it's really hard to hit, because depending on where you're looking, as a melee character, you're not necessarily looking for range. So it's hard to judge the range when you're not using it all the time. I actually use my E and Q buttons for my left and right moving, because that's what I'm used to when I play World of Warcraft. So I just stay with what's comfortable. Alright, now here's a warning to anybody who does this. When you do charge, if you charge into one of these, or off the side of a cliff, or where there's no railing or anything like that, you are going to go off the map. You will fall, and if you charge with somebody, you will take that somebody with you. And I don't know if I can find anybody who's patrolling up here. No, they don't have any that's in any range for me to do that. I mean, I showed you right here to where you did that. Let's see what's up top. I haven't been all the way up top yet. Just a friendly bot up here. But as you can see, there's a ton of little platforms that you can kind of get your honing abilities if you're going to use Farah to be able to fly and rocket jump everywhere. You're also going to be able to use Widowmakers, I don't even know what they call it really. It's kind of like a little grappling hook. I think that's actually what it's called, is grappling hook. So it kind of gives you the ability. Plus with Hanzo and you have Genji. Genji has double jump to climb walls, and Hanzo also can pretty much free run walls. I'm going to try to do this with this dude. See if we can get it. Oh, I hit a wall. Oh, nope, fell off the map. That's exactly what I wanted to show you. Pretty epic. So, you will do that. You can do that in games. So just be very, very careful of that. Ah, a little behind on that one. And also with your charge, you have to also kind of place that with time too. That gives you kind of the idea of what melee distance you have to be in. He doesn't. You think with this long-handled hammer that he would have a little bit more distance, but he doesn't.
Too strong.
Oh. It is really, really hard to hit any kind of moving object with that. For me, it may not be hard for you. Not sure. I've got it bound to my 4 button on my mouse.
Do I have your attention yet?
So, this is pretty much the training area, and this is pretty much what you get when you play with Reinhardt. The special ability is okay, it's really good if you're going to do your special ability. If you can use your shield to get where you want to go, we'll do it on these two over here since they're firing. You put the shield out, you use it to get where you want to go, and then you use forward. And it knocks them not only prone, but it stuns them for a quick second. And that quick second sometimes is all you need to then be able to throw your shield back up to let your DPS behind you push forward. If they push forward, they can start killing the people who are prone on the ground and stunned, and it works fairly well. So, I mean, that really is all there is to Reinhardt, honestly. And, if you do get the beta, give them a try. See if you like tanks. If not, I know there's a couple other tanks that you can play. There's D.Va, there's Winston, and there's also Zarya. All of them are different in their own real special ways. I really prefer this dude, though. I mean, Reinhardt's actually a pretty good guy. I like the ability for the shield to move if I need to. You cannot attack, though, when the shield is active. You have to let your shield down to attack. Sometimes that can get dicey, so you have to get really good at left click, right click, because there is a second that it takes to go up, and you can take some substantial damage depending on how many people are targeting you. But he doesn't do a heck of a lot of damage with his hammer. It can clean things up sometimes if they get low, because sometimes, for some reason, with ranged weapons, it is really, really hard to hit people. And there we go. I have died. Okay, so that basically is what we're looking at here for Reinhardt. If you have any questions or you have anything, send us an email to victorsanctum@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Twitter at victorsanctum. If you're looking for me, I do the streaming. Could be Overwatch, could be World of Warcraft, could be Heroes of the Storm, or Hearthstone. I don't play StarCraft too terribly much, but you can find me over on twitch.tv/RyCP1209, and you can find us on Sunday nights if you want to catch our podcast. Our podcast is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's on Sunday nights, and you can look us up at twitch.tv/VictorSanctum. So, thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching the video. Give us a like if you do like this and you want to see some more. Possibly put some comments down there as well. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.